What's up, everybody? It's Mr. Johnson, and today we're going to take a scientific but cultural journey around plants and how they're used in kitchens around the world. You may have heard of such things such as herbs and spices, but are they the same thing? Are they different? Where do they come from? And what types of herbs and spices are used in different places around the world? I want you to pause the video real quick before we get going and think back to a moment in your home, or maybe a grandparent's home, or maybe just a favorite restaurant that you and your family eat at. Think of the smells in the air. Think of the sights that you see, and think of the tastes. Pause this video as you perform one of the most amazing functions of the human brain, sensory recall. Think of that one moment, that one smell, or that one dish that brings back this memory. All right, so what'd you think about? When I do this exercise, I think of my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. Yeah, sure, turkey, stuffing, potatoes, all that good stuff and everything in between. But I can remember the smells of those fresh herbs like sage and rosemary, but also the spices like pepper and baking with nutmeg and cinnamon. Ooh, pumpkin pie, right? Well, in today's science episode, we're gonna take a look at the difference between an herb and a spice. All of these things that we've smelled in our favorite dishes. And I'm going to blow your mind with how simple the difference really is.
I said the difference between an herb and a spice was simple, right? Well, guess what? Both herbs and spices, they both come from plants. The only difference is what part of the plant they come from. Herbs, including my favorites like sage, rosemary, and basil, they come from the leaf of a plant. While spices, such as peppercorns, chili powder, nutmeg, and allspice, they come from the fruit, berry, or flower, bark, seed, pod, or the root. So if we look at all the structures of a plant, we can now visualize that herbs come from the leaves, and spices will come from the seeds, flowers, fruits, and roots. Now think back to that dish you recalled in the beginning of this video. Think about the smells. What did it come from? Was it an herb? Or do you think it was a spice?
Pretty cool, right? So all the herbs and spices that your family uses in the kitchen all rely on plants, right? But even better than that, where do these plants come from? Let's think of the 4 S's. Seed, soil, sunlight, of course, and swatter. Now, how about the 3 S's and a W? Water, of course, right? Add some carbon dioxide to the equation, and what do you have? Photosynthesis. And they grow into what they are, giving us all the herbs and spices that we use every day in our kitchens. Think about that the next time you eat your favorite meal. Now, before we go, I'm going to give you a challenge. The great thing about plants is that we can easily grow our own. In fact, some of the herbs that you see here, they're some of the easiest plants for gardeners to grow. I started all of these here, like basil and chives and parsley and mint. I started all these here in my home with seeds, giving them the basic requirements that they need for photosynthesis, and boom, you have all of these beautiful leafy herbs. So what herb do you use in your home kitchen? What could you grow yourself? Try buying a seed starting kit or some seeds and give it a try. Growing plants is so fun, it's educational of course, and it's great for the environment. Our planet needs more people growing more plants. And how cool, but to know exactly where your food came from.